Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you in the wake of the new moon in Gemini, which happened a few days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. This is energy that we're still resonating with. So this energy is impacting you in the area of your foundations, your soul growth, your family, your history, your ancestry. And this is really a time of resetting foundations so that you are making space for something new. And I'm going to start with the Soul's Journey card I pulled for you, Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. This is bearing on, I believe, a vision that you have or something that you're working towards that is grounded in a positive impact you can have on your community. This comes out of an experience, a family experience, a coming of age experience, a family of origin experience in which you glimpsed some kind of an alternative world, some kind of better collective endeavor, people working together in a way that is not normative, and that informs the way that you understand possibilities of living exist in the world. This feels very specific to understanding how people live and love on terms that are less about the traditional norms that most of us have pursued in our lives. So you may have lived in some kind of a large community, and they're not all equally, it's not a judgment about a better or worse environment. There are pros and cons to all kinds of living arrangements, but I do feel that there's some kind of resilience and resourcefulness you've experienced as part of this alternative lifestyle that you enjoyed, perhaps when you were young, or perhaps in your coming of age experiences. This was clarified by the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. It's something that you understand is a process. You understand the kind of community that you want to impact, the kind of community you see as possible, as thriving, as supportive of one another, is connected to the earth, is connected to the stewardship of the earth, of taking responsibility for the land, for properties, for buildings. So this feels like it can be almost an organized town, or a very large community, or alternative communities from the way that you have lived, maybe an unfamiliar or a different cultural experience, but you're aware that you are contributing to sustaining this community in some way. You're bringing resources to this community, and you're doing it as a way of learning and helping the community define for itself what it would like to be, how it would like to grow, how it would like to find some measure of security, stability, and sustainability. There is a way in which you are pretty independent in your approach, because this is telling me that you've been working at this for a very long time. And along the way, you have experienced lots of delays, blocks, a lack of reciprocity, and perhaps you're understanding that part of the inevitability of this constant sense of throwing yourself at a project with all that you have, in part, is missing the sense of your own trusting in your vision, not expecting others to provide you with the vision that you see, but rather understanding that success, which you are determined to achieve, really comes from an acknowledgement that this is something that you center yourself in. It's not as though you privilege your needs, but you begin to understand that resources, support will not necessarily be provided by others in ways that you have to provide it for yourself. So it feels like the exploration of resources to put into this project, whatever this project is something that is a challenge for you, something that you are devoting a lot of energy towards. And I know in the past I've seen your skill at uh, gaining funding, writing grants, proposals for whatever supplies needed to complete or accomplish this project that you are invested in. You're inspired by it. In the present, the Six of Swords talks about, I think this is about the execution of your plan. This is about recognizing that you will be traveling, you will be moving away from the corporate headquarters is the words that are coming to me, although that's a very specific way of saying that the organizational efforts that you're going through is not the place where problems are solved. The organizational hurdles that you've had to jump through to find support for your proposal, your project, are taking you away from the paperwork, the fundraising efforts, away from the having to vet yourself in amongst others, and into some particular community that is less familiar or that is at a distance. And you see this moving, this project, as part of a remedy or a recovery from some kind of damage or devastation that's already been experienced. In the past, the King of Cups and the Strength card. Yeah, I think that you are feeling the sense that love, and by love, I mean specifically the ability to make connections between things, between all things, a quality that Pisces is uniquely uh, able to claim, is your strength. It really eradicates the considerable fear that many would have in undertaking such a project. You are aware that you have to take a risk in order to even envision this project, let alone to carry it out. You are absolutely clear that you're making a reconnection to your own cultural ancestry through this project. You may be viewing the world at large as the culture, the ancestry, the physical stewardship that you're responsible for. So the earth naturally belongs to all of its inhabitants. However, you find particular connection in the place, the location of this project, this proposal that you are marking. And the lacking fear, I think, is just as much as being afraid and doing it anyway. Your clarity about how what you can bring to the project is gifted, is correct for you, that you are the person that can make this a success, that can bring something that can actually build a community, a foundation, an organization in a distant location is the sense of purpose, the sense that this is what you do in whatever project you do. You don't know how to do it any differently, but to trust in your intuitional wisdom, your ability to have withstood incredible damage, wounding, betrayal in the past, has given you the resilience and the knowledge that you are strong, you are clear, you know how to manage this effort in order to make it the remedy, the recovery that it is intended to be. So in the present, this recovery, this remedy that you are offering through a proposal, through a project, is clarified by the Death card and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, the Queen of Wands showed up first. So I feel like you are ending either the leadership of someone else or your own sense of leadership. You're really seeing that what you want is just the vehicle to some kind of renewal that you intend to enact in this project. So this isn't about your project. This isn't about your leadership. Instead, you are understanding that as much as it took to divine, to decide, or design this project, you're actually moving in a different way towards it. You're really releasing the sense of ego, that it is yours, that something you created, to this idea of healing, of finding recovery for a community that you feel deeply connected to. This also feels like some benevolent, in some cases, it's a female energy. This is an ancestor. This is a leadership mentor, someone who has been successful, that knows how to, that is absolutely determined for success. And I see that with the Nine of Wands, that almost doesn't know defeat. This is an energy that is supporting you, that is recognizing the change that you are proposing to impact this particular project or community with. And in the future, the Hierophant, knowing what you know. Oh, wow. Okay. A lot fell. And one showed up, and I saw the Seven of Cups. And let me pull another card here. So lots of options are available. Lots of people want to work with you. And these cards are just so darn slippery right now. Let's take the Knight of Cups. All right. I like this because, after all, love is the theme here. Love being the way that you produce connection, the way that you encourage abundance, resilience, capacity even. And so I see a variety of options available to you as you almost feel like you're testing out a body of knowledge, as if you are a scientist or a physician. There's some information that you're gathering in this location. Is this a pilot project? Is this a test of something that you hope to be able to replicate in other places? I believe it might be for some of you that this reading is resonating for. There are lots of people that want to bring you into their projects, or that want to be with you, that are observing what you're doing. You've got their attention, and that maybe are offering you things that are a bit beside the point. The Knight of Pentacles, I might have said, the Knight of Cups, is all about your willingness to take your time, to do it at your own pace because you understand what the goal is. And the goal, in part, is not to be distracted by all of the things, all of the benefits, all of the options that are available. You understand that, you're taking your time, this is your plan, this is your vision. And you have the wisdom to understand that you are going to be learning and growing and expanding as a part of your offer to a community or an organization for those same goals. This is not just for others. This is part of your growth, part of your building up a body of knowledge that can then be used in other locations, in other ways, with other communities or audiences. I'm going to finish this reading with a language of flowers, and I have the azalea. Temperance, the beautiful grand alchemist energy. Find balance and be centered. No mean feat, Pisces, as you work with so many powerful energies, establishing the foundation of a better world. Until next time, Pisces, namaste.